Hello everyone. So we are begin with our first revision series, and here I will make you revise the full essay 710 as you can see on my screen, right? So अभी हम essay 710 का revision ले लेते हैं, and ये charts का link you can find in the description box. And if you like the video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends, and even don't forget to subscribe my channel. So yes, let's begin with the revision. पहले essay 710 what is the name of that essay? Comparative information, corresponding figures, and comparative financial information. So yes, essay 710, and it is divided. I had divided this essay into the three parts as you can see on the screen. First is the general one, and second one is the audit procedures, and third one is about the reporting. So in general one, what is included in general one? Here first there are two things, the definitions and the consideration of the other essays, right? Definitions, these two. What is first definition? Corresponding figures. What the corresponding figures mean? It is the opinion, your audit report if contains the like in 2021 audit report you had included about 2019 2018 report, then what, why they are included. So if it is corresponding figures, then your opinion refers to each of the period, that 18 19 19 20 and 2021. But if it is the comparative information, then 18 19 and 2021 is just 18 19 and 19 20 is just for the read only, or you can compare the figures and not for the opinion. That in that situation your opinion refers only to the, sorry, I spoke, yeah, I spoke right, corresponding in current year only, and in comparative only each year, that is 18 19 19 20 and 2021, right? So next one is we have to consider the two essays while we are doing the audit as per the essay 710. What does it means that we have to consider essay, these two essay? Like if you are the auditor, but you have not audited the previous year financial statements, you had audited this, you are auditor of the entity for the first time, then you have to consider SA 510. What it is? It is the initial audit engagement. In that you have to check the opening balances and each and everything as per SA 510. And if you are the that in at SA 510, if the previous financial statements are audited by predecessor auditor or they unaudited. And next one, if you had only audited the previous year financial statements, then you have to consider SA 560. What is that SA 560? It is about the subsequent events, that is the events happen between the date of the financial statements and audit report date, right? Then next one, the first part, general part, is completed. Now the next part, that is audit procedures. In that audit procedures, firstly you have to determine what you have to determine, that the information, which information, comparative information or corresponding figures, are included as per the applicable financial reporting framework. You have to firstly determine that, and then you have to evaluate the three things. What three things you have to evaluate? You have to first evaluate the amounts and the disclosures. What you have to evaluate? The amounts and the disclosures. The amounts of 2018-19 and 2019-20 and their disclosures in your report should not differ from the audit report of the respective years. Okay. And the third one is the accounting policy. The accounting policies applied in the previous year should be consistent with the current year, and if there are any changes, then it should be appropriately accounted and disclosed. I had written here only keywords so you can easily recall that what was the audit procedures points, what was the general points. Here every points keywords are included. I had not included the full. Then what is the difference between the module and the charts? Okay. Yes, and I hope you like it. Then next one is you have to keep the professional skepticism regarding what, that if you find any material misstatement, or if you feel like there is any material misstatement in the financial statements, then you have to carry out the additional procedure to get what, to you have to carry out the additional procedure to get the sufficient appropriate audit evidence that there are material misstatement, or there are not any material misstatements. Okay, then next one is you have to obtain the WR, that is written representation. For what you have to obtain the written representations for all the opinion, for all the periods of the opinion you have represented in your audit report, and the prior period items, like any previous losses or previous expenses you had included in the current year P&L statement, then you have to obtain the written representation for the same. Okay, now yes, so I just make you look at through once the SS 710. We have completed the two parts. First is general information, second is audit procedure. In general informations, corresponding definition, comparative definition, and two essay you have to consider. In audit procedure, you have to determine, you have to evaluate, you have to keep professional skepticism, and lastly the WR, that is the written representation. Then third part, in third part you have to report on what you have to see in that two parts, that firstly about prior period financial statements, and if prior period financial statements are audited, then in other matter paragraph you have to state the following three things. In which paragraph? In other matter paragraph, as per 706, that prior period financial statements are audited, and they are audited by the predecessor auditor, and the opinion given, and if there is any modification in the opinion, then you have to state the reasons for the modification and the date of the debt report. What you have to consider, that it is audited by predecessor auditor, and opinion on that, and date of the audit report. And if they are unaudited, then you have to also state the same in your report. But the most important thing is that if they are unaudited, then also it does not relieve your liability of checking the misstatements of, or you can say, material misstatements in the opening balances. Yes, then next is about the reporting. You have to report in the comparative financial statements and in corresponding financial statements. Comparative, you have to provide the opinion for the each of the period. But if there is like in previous year the opinion was unmodified, but actually there needs of the modification of the opinion, that is your opinion is differ from that of the opinion given in that particular year, then give the reasons of the same also in other matter paragraph, right? And for the corresponding period, as I said, that you need not to give the opinion on the previous financial statements. But in the case, there are two cases that are, you can say, there are two exceptions where you have to give the opinion about the previous years even in the corresponding figures. That is, firstly, when when that for the particular year, if your opinion is modified and that matter is still not resolved, then you have to refer, and you have to also give modified opinion for the current year. And in second case, if the if the opinion was unmodified, and there should be need of the modification, and that matter is also yet not dealt with the applicable FRF, then in that case you have to either qualify or you have to give the adverse opinion for the current period financial statements. Only in two cases, that firstly, कौन से टू केसेस में, एक तो पहले अनमॉडिफाइड ओपिनियन दिया था और वो मैटर अभी तक रिसॉल्व नहीं हुआ है, तभी आपको अपने करंट ईयर के लिए मॉडिफाई ओपिनियन देने का है, और वो भी बताने का है करस्पॉन्डिंग फिगर्स में उसके ऊपर भी ओपिनियन देना है। और अगर अनमॉडिफाइड ओपिनियन दिया था लेकिन मॉडिफिकेशन की नीड थी, सो इन दैट केस आपको अपना भी अपने ईयर का भी ओपिनियन या तो क्वालिफाई देने का या फिर एडवर्स देने का, एंड वो मैटर एफ पर FRF डील नहीं हुआ होना चाहिए। Okay, so I hope you had enjoyed with me the SS 710. You had revised the full SS 710. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Thank you.